members, it's truly an honor to be here with you today. I want to start off today by sharing a number with you. The number is 4. That is the number of doors we came through when we entered this room. Did you know that the 2 side exits, one's over there and one's over there, both have steps? For many of you, that does not matter, but because of my specialized challenge, I have to pay attention to every door. My name is Mason. I don't have a disability. Instead, I like to call it a specialized challenge because we all have challenges in life, but everyone's challenges are different. I like to say people with specialized challenges aren't aliens. We come in peace. So today I'm going to discuss with you the doors that are open to students with specialized challenges through technology, or because of technology. And I know what you're thinking. You may be thinking, Mason, I don't teach students with specialized challenges, so how does this apply to me? And I want to tell you that 99.9% of my teachers have never worked with a student that had a physical disability. They're used to accommodating for someone who has a learning disability, but on top of that, I have a physical challenge. So I want to tell you that even if you don't teach a student with a specialized challenge, what I'm going to tell you today could help you in the future. And you could inspire your quote-unquote normal students to create technology that would one day help students with specialized challenges. So the first door that technology has opened for me in my life is the door to my independence. I remember very clearly when I got my first power chair in kindergarten. And I remember when the wheelchair guy came to my house, and when I sat in my first power wheelchair, when I was learning how to drive it, that was a little bit interesting. and then I took my power chair to kindergarten, and I like to say that I ran over my aide's toe so many times that her toenails came off. I think that steel-toed shoes should have been in her job description. But now, I'm a pretty good driver, I have to say. Because most people can't say that they've been driving since kindergarten. And, so, I remember when I got my first wheelchair, and then I remember getting my second wheelchair and how that technology progressed. And then I got this wheelchair 2.5 years ago, and it has completely changed my life because of the technology that's in this bad boy, as I like to say. I like to call it my lazy boy on wheels, and you'll see why in a minute. So the feature that I'm going to demonstrate first, and I don't normally demonstrate my wheelchair in a keynote like this, but it's technology in my life that has really helped me. So this feature that I'm showing you now is called the seat elevator. And this puts me 8 inches from the base. And this small amount of elevation completely changes your perspective. I use this feature when I'm speaking because it makes it easier for me to make eye contact with you. And then when I'm in a social situation, it's nice because I can actually be at eye level with the person and I don't feel like they're talking down at me. And then when I'm in the kitchen, I can reach into a cabinet and be more independent that way. So now as I lower down my wheelchair, the next feature that I'm going to show you is called the tilt feature. And unless you were a teammate here from behind the scenes and saw me in the media center where I would tilt back my wheelchair, a lot of you probably didn't see my tilt feature, but this is nice because, oh, I didn't mean to press my horn, but oh well. So this is the tilt feature. And so this helps when I am trying to get myself into proper position in my wheelchair. And this is the lazy boy function. And so at the same time as I'm tilting back, I'm gonna put my feet out. And I can actually lower my back too, so I'll go ahead and do that. So this puts me at an 175-degree angle, and it takes all of the pressure off my hiney, and it also takes the pressure off my back. And this is nice because the conventional like couch that you guys sit in isn't comfortable for me. So this not only gives me my mobility and being able to be comfortable at the same time. So it's just awesome. So it'll take me a minute to get myself back in position, but this is just great, and it's completely changed my life because before I would have to rely on someone to transfer me to somewhere like a couch, or I do sleep in my bed, obviously. I transfer into bed. I don't sleep in here. That's a common question I get. But this is just awesome, and I just wanted to show you that. And so now I'm going to talk about independence in the classroom. And so, you know, you guys can inspire kids to create things like apps. And as I was preparing this, I thought about how the people at Permobile, which is who manufactures my wheelchair, had to be inspired to create all this amazing technology. And so now I'm gonna, once I raise back up, I'm gonna show you some technology that I used in the classroom here at the high school in order to give me independence, or open the door of independence. So the app that I'm going to show you today is called Read to Go. And so I'm going to go ahead and launch my iPad. And as you can see, it launched my Read to Go app. And what's nice about this is it reads your textbooks out loud. And so I compensate for my learning disability by listening to things out loud. And my special services coordinator here at the high school, Brenda Linke, introduced me to this year, and it allowed me to be independent in the classroom. So the example that I'm going to show you today is, let's say that I was taking notes in my marketing class. So I'm going to go ahead and open my marketing book. Okay, so I'm going to back up the page, and it should take me to chapter 20. Yep. So, okay, so I would use this technology when I was taking notes in the classroom. So my teacher would have the students take notes over the vocabulary terms and the definitions. and then we would have to write down 10 things we learned. And so as you can see here, there's a key terms list. And so I would copy and paste the key terms list onto my Google Doc. And then throughout the chapter, I would have it read it to me. And whenever I came across a key term, then I would copy and paste the definition by the key term. And so I found one of the key terms already, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to hear what it sounds like. So the key term we're looking for in this example is marketing research.
How can you develop opportunities to expand your business? The answer to these questions is marketing research. Marketing research is the gathering of information to make marketing decisions.
So let's say I was using marketing research. So then I would copy and paste that definition, and as you could hear it, read it to you out loud. So this is a great piece of technology that I use to be more independent, and that I could actually feel like I could do something on my own instead of dictating to my aide the definition and having her to have to write it down. So it was just awesome. So this allowed, I already said, I compensate for my learning disability by listening to things out loud. And so the next feature that I was going to show you is called the screen reader. So this is another function that allows you to listen to things out loud. So I had something called Mason's Motivational Minute this year at the high school, and so that's what I'm going to have us read for this example. This was just one of them. So as you can see, I'm highlighting the text, and then I'm going to press speak. Oh crap. Fine motor skills are something that's a little bit of a struggle, but we overcome that, don't we? Oh crap, I just deleted it. Okay. We're just gonna... Okay, so I think you guys get the idea. It allows you to highlight the text, and then normally I can highlight it and then press speak, and then it reads you the text. So this is useful when you don't have, when it doesn't go into the Read to Go app and you're trying to just read something quickly, so it's really nice. So technology not only allows me to be mobile and have some degree of independence, it has also opened another door that has eliminated the time abilities. So I'm going to go ahead and set my iPad back over there. Oh crap, I'm on this cord. Oh, okay.
No, it's
There we go.
mine here.
Yay! This microphone is, I'm breathing into it. Oh well. Okay. So as I said, technology not only allows me to be mobile and have some degree of independence, it has also opened another door that has eliminated the times where I have had doubts about my abilities. So let's take a trip back to 3rd grade. 3rd grade was a hard year for me. I wasn't keeping up with kids in class, and I I just had some feelings of hopelessness, and I was getting overwhelmed by the workload. But then the door of hope was opened to me in 4th grade when a group of educators, just like you, taught me how to use technology. So, in 4th grade, and some of you are that were on my team during that time are probably in this room. So I'm just really thankful for you guys and how you helped me learn how to use technology. It's truly amazing. So in 4th grade, I started using dictation software called Dragon Naturally Speaking. And Dragon is a program. It's on the next slide.
Oh, can you go to the next slide?
Sorry.
I wasn't listening.
Okay. So Dragon is a program that allows you to speak your text. So let's say I said, capital I like mashed potatoes. It would type I like mashed potatoes with a capital I. And so I started using this technology to create Jeopardy games, just like you see on TV. I like to say I was a little miniature Alex Trebek. So, and I also worked on my independent skills and things of that nature because I was actually taken out of the normal classes just for 4th grade, and I got to work on Dragon and other independent skills. So I started using the technology of Dragon, and I would create Jeopardy games. And I got to get in front of my classmates. And so let's say the question was, who was the first president of the United States? The answer would be George Washington. And so before I would present the presentation, I would create the slides, and it was just awesome. So today I still have hope, and the door of hope is still open because of technology. Technology like my bike. So this is my hand cycle, and it uses my arms instead of my legs because all my strength is up here instead of down here. My personal record on my hand cycle is 10.1 miles on the Nickel Plate Trail, and that goes from Rochester all the way to Kokomo. And when I first started riding my hand cycle, it was hard for me to even go a mile. But now I can go 10.1 miles. So it's just amazing to see how I've been able to build up my upper body strength through using my hand cycle. I am also a part of 2 different organizations that have some pretty amazing technology, and one of those organizations is Camp WAC, and they're an organization out of Lafayette, and they allow people with specialized challenges to go water skiing. So here's a picture of my water skiing. So that's pretty awesome, right? So basically how this works is you sit in this cage. You sit in the cage, or not cage, but you sit in the seat. And then since I've built up my upper body strength, I can actually hold onto the rope. And so I'm actually able to feel like I'm skiing instead of just keeping it between my knees. But you can also do that. But that's just awesome because that gives me hope that I can even water ski, and that's something that you wouldn't expect. And there's also technology that allows me to do triathlons with an organization called My Team Triumph. And so, on the next slide, there's a picture of a boat. And so, I think you guys know what a triathlon is. So there's a swim portion, there's a bike portion, and then there's a running portion. And so, this is an example of what I sit in the swim portion, and then my teammates, they're called angels, have a strap around them, and then they're really athletic, so they're able to swim and pull me at the same time, and I'm not light as a feather. So after the swim portion, then we transition into the bike portion, and that's on the next slide. So in the bike portion, I sit in that bike trailer, and as you can see, it's just like the ones little kids use, but it's bigger, and I can fit in it. And then after the bike portion, that same bike trailer transforms into a jogger. And so basically, they just detach it from that man's bike, and then you put on a wheel, and then they're able to push you through the run portion, and that's just awesome. And being a part of My Team Triumph has opened the door of hope in my life, because it allows me to experience what it looks like to be on a team during an athletic event, and it's just awesome. And it's helped me become a greater leader through this experience, and I think it's amazing for the people that get to pull us through it too, because I know it's hard, but we all work as a team, and I sit back there and encourage them, and just feeling the togetherness and feeling what it feels like to cross the finish line together. And so, yeah. So, fourth grade was a turning point in my life because of the technology educators were teaching me how to use. But now I want to give you an opportunity to break up into groups of 4 and discuss the technology that you have seen or used to that could open doors for students. And the question will be on the screen. And after you discuss it for 10 minutes, then I'm going to ask for 3 volunteers to have the microphone to share what you talked about or what you learned during this time. And I hope it's helpful, because I have never done break up into groups before, but I thought it would be cool.
The old-fashioned having to blow up their photocopies to a certain percentage. Now they can put on some little goggles there in their class or whatnot, or through technology, through their iPads. It's already there for them. Being able to teach second languages to children who are deaf. It's possible. For those early language learners, at level 1 or level 2, they can look at the text in English, and the words are highlighted as it's being read to them. And that's an advantage that they didn't have, or their parents didn't have, 10, 20 years ago.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. I know that blind students also use voiceover, and that's neat feature of the iPad that the iPad also has. So who's next? Woohoo! Go, Miss Bowles.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So before we had the iPad app, what we did for Mason was we took, I don't know how legal this is, but we took our CDs and put them on Google Drive so that if he wasn't caught up in class or if he had to leave for physical therapy or anything like that, he could access it on his own time, at his own pace outside of school. And that helped him to stay caught up.
Mm-hmm. That was great. Thanks for sharing. All right, so.
Hold on, Mason.
Huh?
I got one for you.
Awesome, that's great.
Being from the handicap community, I got a daughter with 21, Canon, and I want to share at least one or two there.
The predictable feature, I know you use it, the rest of us get to find in our texts, but for a student that can't speak, having a software program which can predict what they're trying to say, try to finish the sentence for them, so that's a powerful piece that's in there. And just social media, Mason, I think you're going to probably go there. I hope you're going to go there, because I know you're out there on social media, but without social media, my daughter would be bored half the time. The girl lives on Facebook. If you look for Tammy Phillips, she's on there nonstop all day long. And one of the things she's found that's really powerful for her is she has a really difficult time taking thought to speech, but she loves FaceTiming people. And she also found a job in there with some people. We got really creative with it. Is she will FaceTime babysit. Somebody will set their phone up on the baby or on the child or whatever, and Tammy will watch them and talk to them and entertain them, and she gets the mother's attention or whatever, and she just loves that they left the room or whatever, and they've actually shared a couple times where Tammy will start screaming or yelling or something like that, and nothing was wrong, but
That's amazing.
she
That's
actually got excited about what the baby was doing and started screaming.
That's awesome.
So keep going, Mason. I'm excited about what's going to happen in the future.
Yes, sir. So now I'm going to discuss with you how technology has opened the door to my future. And so I'll get my notes back. Oh, okay. Why isn't it loading? I don't know. I'll find it. Start. Okay, Google Docs. There we go. Okay. So the door to my future that technology has opened is the largest of the three doors that I want to talk to you about today. So, as Mr. Colhorn said at the beginning of my presentation, I discovered my personal mission in 8th grade in 2014 when my dream took flight to become a motivational speaker, and it's kind of awesome because it took off on this very stage at the Teacher Welcome Back in 2014. And since that day, I have spoken to over 70 audiences, I estimate. And so my story has impacted thousands. And over the summer, my story was shared at the CIY Move Conference, which is a conference that's held all across America. It's CIY stands for Christ in You. And so that was just really cool because I got to go there for one night this year, and I got to go on stage and I got to share my story with one of the audiences that they impact. So that was awesome. And my personal mission is to inspire and equip all people to be a shining light to the world by sharing my story with others. And so that is so simple, but there's so much power behind it. And I'll never forget, after that presentation and before that presentation, I got to talk to Lorinda for 5 minutes, and she says that the conversation we had changed her life, but it also changed mine, because on that day I discovered what my mission was, because her and Dr. Harford were talking about the corporation's new mission statement, and it's still the same. And so that's just amazing. And one of the opportunities that I've had this year through becoming a Riley champion is I actually got to speak on the House floor at the Indiana House of Representatives in January. So that was awesome, because I got to share my story in a place like that. And to be honest, I felt out of place, but I was all dressed up and we had a great time. I told the alien joke and they started laughing. It was awesome. And I received a standing ovation, and that was really humbling. And the lady that co-signed the resolution that they adopted in my honor said that I should go into politics, and I said I don't think so. So the door to my future has also been opened because I'm going to college, and that's on the next slide. I am excited to announce that I will be attending Indiana Wesleyan University this fall. I discovered Indiana Wesleyan because I got to speak for Indiana Wesleyan's first ever dance marathon. And during that event, I connected with the students that were there, and I just felt like that's where God was calling me to go. I actually had my college picked out before that, but then I discovered Indiana Wesleyan, and they had so much more accessibility. The college that I had picked out before, 2 of their buildings had steps, and even in the newer buildings, they still had steps in them. One of the lecture halls had steps in it, so I couldn't have even made it to a desk. And so I was gonna make it work, but when I discovered Indiana Wesleyan, it was like a breath of fresh air, because I found a place that's completely accessible, and I'll be able to grow there, and that's what I'm excited about. And as an educator, one of your main goals is to prepare students for college. And without Warsaw Community Schools, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I remember the first time I rolled into kindergarten, and I remember rolling across the stage on June 9th of this year to receive my diploma. And as I was rolling up there, I just thought about all the people that have helped me get to that point. All the people that helped me cross the finish line. And I just want to tell you all thank you, and I truly wouldn't be where I am today without you. And in college, technology will be at the center of my education, because in college they don't provide a paraprofessional like they do in public education, so I'll rely heavily on technology. And so I'll use technology like Dragon Naturally Speaking, and I'm happy to report that Dragon has improved immensely since 4th grade. And so that'll be the main way that I type my papers and do emails. And then there's also a piece of technology called Sonnet note taker. And that's a technology that I don't have time to talk to you about today because I just got it yesterday, so I'm still learning, but I could see it being helpful in schools for people of all abilities because it basically records all your notes. And so it records the whole class, and then you can color code your notes by tapping these different buttons. And so that's a technology that I would encourage you to look at for your students, and also Dragon, because like I said, it has improved a lot. And I'm nervous but excited because for the first time, I'll be going away 45 minutes to an hour away. And like I said, I won't have a parent anymore, but I'm hoping that technology will be enough to where I don't even feel like I need a scribe. And I'm excited to see how I'll fly and how I'll flourish. I like to think of a butterfly. And a butterfly, you start in the cocoon phase, but now you're flourishing, and I'm just excited to fly. So I have told you all about technology and how it has opened the door of independence, hope, and a future in my life. And I've just realized I'm going longer than I thought. But I've got another section that I really would like to go through with you. And it's a tool that I personally find like really impactful, and I've used it for a variety of audiences, and so I have geared this tool for educators today. And do you want to know what that tool is? Yes. That tool is the tool of a personal mission statement. So, on the next slide, there's a picture of a seashell. And my dad took this picture on our vacation to Florida over Christmas break. And I looked at this picture because I was sitting in a beach chair on the beach, and our hotel had a private beach, so I could actually roll my wheelchair right up to the sand, and then my dad transferred me into a beach chair. And so I was sitting there, and I look at this picture later, and I thought about how each seashell is unique, just like everyone's personal mission is unique, because I believe that we are created by God for a unique purpose, and having your own mission and knowing what you're on this earth to do every day allows you to make a greater impact on your communities and on your students, because you know exactly what you're there to do, and you know what you're aiming at. And that's one of the most helpful tools of having a mission, because we can't reach everyone. We try to, but if you find a specific group that you're passionate about, then you can aim towards them and still be there for everyone. And and once you figure out what your mission is, it's something that you have to do on a daily basis. And my notes just, okay. And you have to be willing to accept it and take action. So I have came up with, and it grows as you do. And I have came up with 6 questions that I think are imperative when thinking about what your mission is. And okay. Yeah. So the first one is, what are you passionate about, or who do you want to reach? The second one is, as an educator, what makes you unique or stand out? And this is an important question because each one of us is unique. And if we figure out what makes us unique, that can be a central part in figuring out what your mission is. How do you want people to feel when they enter and leave your classroom, in both your students and your fellow colleagues? Think about the legacy that you want to leave. And then, what experiences or skills do you bring to the team? Because those experiences or skills are unique to you, so that you can use those to be unique and help someone that had similar struggles or things that you did, so that you can help them overcome those. How is technology going to be a unique part of your unique mission? And the reason why I put this question in here is because for me personally, I don't believe that technology works the same way for everyone. There's not a cookie cutter method to where you can say, here's an iPad and figure out how to use it, but you have to figure out how the technology will improve your student experience for your students. Because if I'm looking at a class like statics and compared to marketing, I'm not going to use an iPad the same way I would in stats as I would in marketing. So you just have to figure out what works for you. In conclusion, you are opening doors for students. Your presence at this conference tells me that you are passionate about being an educator and making a difference in the lives of students. I challenge each one of you to develop your personal mission in life so that you have something to aim at. By introducing all students to technology and teaching them how to experiment and use technology, you are opening doors that lead to independence, hope, and a future. Thank you.